An agile fox attacked a lone goatling. It seems the little one has no chance, as the young animal is left unprotected by its parents. However, the predator didn't realize the challenge it was facing. The pursuit took place among the rocky terrain, and the goatling demonstrated exceptional maneuverability, hiding behind turns of the mountain trail. The fox closes in, but at the last moment realizes it's a trap. The herbivore lured the predator onto steep cliffs, where the agile goatling could stand safely on the smallest ledges. The fox retreats, realizing it would fall to its demise if it tried to reach the little one. We'll show other cases where hoofed animals proved not to be underestimated in today's episode. Typically, animals caught by pythons have almost no chance of escaping if they couldn't evade the initial strike. However, this goat turned out surprisingly strong. The python clearly didn't expect such resistance from an ordinary domesticated hoofed animal. At first, the snake managed to bring the prey down, entwining almost its entire body and starting to constrict it. Yet the beast resisted the man-carrying reptile and even managed to regain balance. Humans intervened, stunning the snake with a stick and helping the goat escape. This is not a unique case. Here, an enormous python couldn't even bring the goat down to the ground. The hoofed creature walked with the snake entwining its body. The python might not seem very large, but it's actually 3 times larger than the goat. Despite the snake compressing the hoofed animal, attempting to strangle and topple it, the herbivore fiercely resisted. Eventually, people came to the hoofed creature's aid in this case. They removed the snake and carried it away. It will seek an easier prey in the jungles. These domestic goats are clearly not suitable targets even for such dangerous predators. On farms, dogs and horses often coexist. Dogs sometimes forget that they are dealing with powerful hoofed heavyweights. Occasionally, dogs may playfully or seriously attack usually docile horses. Smaller animals may assume their huge herbivore won't retaliate. As you can see in all these cases, the dogs are dealing with the wrong opponent here. Horses give their adversaries an impressive resistance. As you can see, most often they use their hooves. A horse may bite, but only in extreme cases when truly angered. In those instances, it can literally break the spine of even a large dog. Here, an enraged horse managed the same with a wolf. The aggressive hoofed animal didn't stop and continued trampling the predator to ensure it was no longer a threat. A stallion can weigh over half a ton. That's 10 times more massive than even a large dog. So for the hoofed creature, this aggressive barking beast climbing and attacking poses no real threat. A single strike quickly brings the opponent to senses, reminding that calm behavior doesn't imply weakness. Notice how precisely a horse can kick the opponent regardless of the direction of the attack. A dog can approach its target from different sides, from behind, from the side, even from below. But the horse delivers a single, well-timed kick, and the dog simply flies aside. This precision is due to the herbivore's very wide field of vision. A horse's eyes are on the sides of its head. Although the hoofed animal assesses distance and depth worse than its opponent, it can notice attacks from various angles. This allows the horse to hit the target with the first strike, even against smaller prey, like birds. Perhaps in many cases, a dog doesn't pose a serious threat to the horse and is just playing around. That's a bad idea. The hoofed animal doesn't take the game lightly and responds to the intruder with a powerful kick. Cruel? But the horse isn't trying to inflict fatal injuries on its opponent. The herbivore is simply showing the playful neighbor who's in charge. Sometimes a horse may act aggressively out of fear. Nevertheless, provoking such a large animal is a bad idea. Particularly precise kicks send dogs into impressive flights, making them somersault in the air, tossing them away like a ram. Usually, the dog either immediately jumps up or lies stunned but alive. Which kick from the horse impressed you the most today? Share your thoughts in the comments. A herd of buffaloes grazed among the tall grass. Having an abundance of food is good, but there is a problem. The grass is so high, that even adult lions can stealthily approach their prey without being noticed. This benefits a hunting group of predators. Normally, lionesses lead the attack and drive the prey, as the large and lush manes of males quickly ruin all camouflage. But under the cover of dense bushes, this time even an adult male managed to approach the enemies without much effort. The combination of lioness's agility and lions' strength allows such united hunting squads to defend even rhinos. Do these buffaloes really have no chance? It turns out lions underestimated their opponent. They revealed their presence too early. If the predators had approached within a pound's distance, they could have lunged at the throat of one of the buffaloes. Instead, they started openly surrounding the family of hoofed animals. Lions didn't know who they were dealing with. Instead of fleeing or panicking, the lead bull stood up to fight the predators, shielding his kin. He is much more massive and heavier than the lion male. The hoofed animal has roughly a 2-fold weight advantage over him and a 4-fold advantage over the lioness. However, the 3 lions together could have overcome him if it weren't for one peculiar trait: its aggression. The buffalo didn't just absorb the enemy's attack, he actively counterattacked. The bull charged like a battering ram and tossed the predators aside. Then he applied an elegant and at the same time impressive aggressive attack. The bull didn't allow lions to unite and pounce on him simultaneously. Instead, he constantly attacked one of the predators. He ran into a head-on assault, repelling either the lion or lioness. This prevented the predators from getting close to each other for a joint attack from one side. After that, the mighty hoofed animal didn't stop, but continued running in a wide arc, attacking again and again. If an enemy approached from behind, the agile buffalo immediately turned to face it, ready to strike with its horns. The cats didn't expect such agility. Facing him one-on-one, the lions simply wouldn't dare. Thanks to the fact that the bull was mostly in motion, its already immense force increased due to the momentum. Even a buffalo male would simply sweep aside anything in his path like a leaf. Moreover, the bull continually attacked with its horns, and the powerful base was the main striking part, acting like a sledgehammer. The rapid and sharp head movements to the side could protect against attacks from the flanks using the sharp tips. In the end, the lions had to retreat. The squad, including an experienced lioness and a powerful male, left this buffalo in peace. He saved his family and remained alive. Such courage and skill deserves your like, doesn't it? Have you ever experienced sitting at the computer, busy with important tasks, and suddenly a cat comes in, lies on the keyboard, and now it's their desk, their keyboard, and basically their room? What are you doing in here? Go fetch some food and you can go for a walk, don't disturb. It seems like this fluffy intruder decided to pull a similar trick with the horse Paddock. He lounges with them, walks around, behaving as if these are his horses. However, when they start touching the uninvited guest with their lips out of curiosity, the cat leaves. But not far. Fluffy lies down again, as if claiming rights to the entire farm. However, he just didn't know who he was messing with here. This horse won't be charmed by the cute kitty. The hoofed creature simply grabs him with his teeth and tosses him away like an old rag. The cat is alive and unharmed, but shocked, running away having learned a lesson. These hoofed animals managed to resist even his charm. That's a real true superpower. Grizzlies can run surprisingly fast and pursue prey for a long time. Over short distances, they can catch up with a horse. Although their speed decreases during prolonged chases, they can pursue their prey for a sufficiently long time until it gets tired and can't resist anymore. However, the predator didn't know what it was getting into when it started chasing mountain goats. Perhaps the predator hoped that the hoofed animals wouldn't have anywhere to run, and it would be easy to quickly trap them and deal with at least one, or maybe all the goats. But the herbivores shouldn't have been underestimated. It turned out that these mountain goats are masters at finding routes between steep and sharp rocks. Catching them in a trap didn't work. After the sudden attack, instead of scattering in different directions, these goats ran after each other on a pre-selected trail. It was a very good move. If the herbivores had just dispersed, they would have allowed the bear to catch one of them. Instead, the goats decisively, quickly, but calmly followed the leader along a certain path. The goats acted so efficiently that it seemed like they had rehearsed the chase on these slopes. The bear tries to catch them and grab the last animal in the chain. The predator deserves credit here. Fast running on these narrow paths is clearly not easy for the large pawed predator, but the hunter does its best. However, no matter how determined the predator is, it loses to the mountain goats in adapting to these conditions. Their sharp and agile hooves provide excellent traction on the rocks. The goats gradually pull away, and lunch slips away from the predator's paws. On such steep slopes, the bear had no chance of catching the mountain-hoofed animals, but the bear realized this a little too late. He can still retreat without the risk of falling, but with each subsequent step, he risks slipping off the steep slope even more. Success in the chase is not on his side. A few minutes later, the goats completely escaped the pursuit. These dogs are honestly trying to play the role of shepherds and drive the bulls into the corner of the pen so they can be transported. The Border Collie breed is perfect for such work. They are incredibly swift, strong, can intimidate the hoofed animals if necessary, and they can control their enthusiasm, not causing harm to the cattle, but skillfully guiding them where the owner needs them to. The fairly large size and endurance allow Border Collies to direct even very large hoofed animals. However, the dogs didn't know what they were getting themselves into. Domestic bulls are accustomed to farm life, but when they see a snarling dog face, there is instinctive resistance to the predator. Moreover, if an aggressive ram might be frightened by a large dog in retreat, a domestic calf recalls the legacy of wild ancestors, powerful aurochs who didn't back down from danger. Therefore, the bull boldly counterattacks. The bull utilized its clear mass advantage, went on a charge, easily escaped from the corner of the pen, and started fighting the dog. The Border Collie skillfully dodged the enemy's strikes, but being so close to a heavy bull is way too risky. The hoofed animal tramples the dog. Fortunately, the dog doesn't suffer serious injuries or wounds and quickly jumps up. This is quite a common occurrence. Bulls are probably the most challenging domestic animals to control precisely because they respond to attempts to intimidate with aggression. Quite often, these herbivores behave more aggressively than many predators. They use their weight advantage and send herding dogs flying at the first opportunity. Moreover, there is some loyalty among the hoofed animals. When one bull gets tired, he is immediately replaced by another, as if they have shift work. The dogs are lucky that the entire herd doesn't attempt to trample their opponents. However, gradually the wave of adrenaline courage leaves the herbivores, and they calm down. For the dogs, the main thing is to survive this moment and not let the mighty hoofed ones smash the pen. But these dogs won't underestimate, and especially provoke, even the farm-acclimated domestic bulls anymore. Many dogs have the bad habit of breaking free and running in pursuit of a swiftly moving target. In such cases, the dog may bark and even grab the target with his teeth. Have you ever had to deal with this? It's pretty unpleasant, isn't it? These horses also didn't like it when, during a routine beach walk, a dog suddenly, for no reason, lunged at one of the hoofed animals. However, the huge beast immediately found a way to respond to the unprovoked aggression. A powerful blow, precisely to the head, disabled the bulldog. Most likely it survived, but when it comes to, it will remember such a lesson for a lifetime. This is one of the most beautiful and sad stories of the confrontation between hoofed animals and predators. A vast herd of caribou migrates through the taiga in search of rich plant pastures. The hoofed animals are very strong and numerous, but among them are vulnerable members of the herd, the calves. They are already strong enough to run almost on par with adults, but significantly weaker in strength. This was noticed by wolves who were chasing the herd. They run after their prey, systematically seeking suitable targets. The predator's goal is to attack the herd from the flank, separate the weakest animal from the rest, and grab it when the other hoofed animals run far away. Wolves are strong, but their main advantage is endurance. After a long chase, the predator suddenly closed the distance. If before they were running after the caribou for several hours in the distance, now the predators accelerated and approached striking distance. They selected a target, a female with a fawn. A complex positional struggle began. The calf keeps up with the rest of the herd and stays amidst the large hoofed animals. If the predators try to attack it there, the other deer will simply knock the wolves to the ground and trample them. The mother also tries to protect her calf. She maneuvers, takes the baby away from the predators, but the wolves act too cohesively and precisely. In the end, the wolves manage to separate the fawn from the rest of the herd. Now one of the wolves chases the fawn away to deal with it quietly on the side. Even the mother couldn't protect the calf because other predators interfered. However, the Arctic wolf doesn't know who he's dealing with. This fawn is very young, but the desire to survive is so strong that the little one breaks free from the predator. The wolf is shocked. The beautiful and dramatic chase lasts much longer than he expected. Usually, it takes a seasoned hunter a few seconds, or maybe a minute, to bring down a fawn of this age. Here, the fawn leads the wolf for almost half an hour. Such speed was not expected from him. The little one maneuvers, dodges the enemy's fangs, runs as fast as it can at the limit of its abilities. It is waiting for help from the mother, but it won't come. The wolf led the fawn too far from the herd. The young hoofed animal is indeed faster than its peers. Perhaps even an adult caribou couldn't show such results in a fatal race. But the wolf gathers the remnants of strength and still catches up with the fawn. With the light movement, the predator makes the victim stop. The fawn doesn't even need to be knocked down. It's so tired and exhausted that it can no longer resist, as if the wolf turned it off. The predator quickly finishes the victim. Soon, other hunters from the pack join him. The fawn lost, but this hunt went so far that the predators will not return to the herd and will not pursue it. Usually, adults protect the young. Here, it was the opposite. Unexpectedly for the predators, this little one has saved many other deer with its agility. Ponies are much cooler than people think. This horse made a big mistake when engaging with the little hoofed challenger. Their compact, rounded bodies, cute faces, short limbs, combined with dense and soft fur, make these animals incredibly adorable. Additionally, they are small, almost half the size of regular horses in height and dimensions. Hence, there's a stereotype that ponies are a breed developed for children's entertainment. As you can see, this pony attacks its opponent, twice its size, quite seriously. One of the favorite tactics of ponies is to reach the opponent's groin with its powerful teeth. Their small stature gives them an advantage in this regard. For a large horse to bite a small opponent, it needs to lower its head significantly. Ponies, on the other hand, easily reach their target. The horse is shocked by this. Its problem is that it didn't know where this breed of opponent even came from. In reality, ponies were bred for work in mines, not for children's rides. The initial task of ponies was to pull coal-loaded carts through sometimes incredibly steep tunnels in complete or near-complete darkness, heat, and the constant danger of collapses. They are perfectly prepared for such dangerous and complex work. Their modest size is merely a consequence of the necessity to work in low and narrow mines, not a sign of a soft character. On the contrary, if you have to dive into darkness for years, carrying a load several times heavier than your own body, it kind of toughens you up a little bit and makes your character genuinely resilient, doesn't it? Here, the aggressive ram didn't immediately understand that it was dealing with a much cooler, hoofed creature than itself. The pony not only withstood all the blows and head-on attacks from the opponent, but also actively started biting it. Moreover, the small horse is not using even a tenth of its actual strength. It just shows the opponent that messing with a pony is a bad idea. The ram is used to the other farm animals being peaceful, so they back down under its pressure. But this time, it picked the wrong opponent. This duel may not seem cruel or aggressive at all, just two small, hoofed animals biting and butting at each other at a slow pace. But in reality, the ram was really lucky. If the pony wanted to, it could have broken its spine. Although modern ponies don't really work in mines, they are physically on par with their ancestors, inheriting incredible strength and endurance. Imagine the power of a massive working stallion. Now mentally shrink it into the compact packaging of a pony's body. Now you have an idea of what these cuties are capable of. Which case from today where hoofed animals gave a cool resistance to their enemies impressed you the most? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel. That way you'll be able to see even more amazing episodes from the world of nature.